unlocking the ancient secrets that awaken your hidden four bodies of consciousness. I never expected a single dream to change everything. It started off as a whisper, a soft murmur in the back of my mind, like the rustling of leaves in an untouched forest. One night, I found myself in a wandering labyrinth, shadows twisting around me, echoes of ancient chants wrapping me like a shroud. I was trembling, my heart racing, pulled by a force I couldn't comprehend. In my waking life, I felt lost. Day after day, I trudged through the mundane grind, my spirit dulled, every moment dragging like a heavy anchor. I sought purpose, peered into books filled with promises, chased the intangible. Yet, that night, beneath swirling stars, something awakened inside. The vibrant colors of the labyrinth blurred into a whirlpool of emotions: fear, curiosity, yearning. I felt every heartbeat echo against the stone walls of my own making and my dream. An old sage appeared, his face a tapestry of wisdom etched deep in lines and shadows. He lifted his hand, palm upward, revealing a shimmering orb that pulsed with energy. "These are the four bodies of your consciousness, dormant yet alive," he whispered, his voice wrapping around my soul like an embrace. I felt my gut tighten, a tightness mingled with electric anticipation. What did it mean? What were these hidden bodies? As I traversed the dreamscape, visions struck like lightning. I could see glimpses of a radiant light enveloping me, filling me with peace I'd never known before. But why was it so hard to reach? The air crackled, tension high, as mysterious symbols swirled around, each one inviting yet daunting. I was lost in a sea of questions, uncertainty seeping into my bones like the cold night air. I awoke suddenly, gasping, the weight of everything heavy on my chest. Outside my window, the dawn broke, spilling light across the world, illuminating the murmurs of nature waking up. I stepped outside. The morning dew glittered like tiny diamonds on the grass, but my mind was still tangled in the maze of my dreams. What secrets had the sage hinted at? Each breath felt like a tug of war between dread and hope. I felt I was on the edge of something monumental, yet shrouded in mystery. Did I have the courage to unearth what lay hidden deep within me? Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Take a quick second to check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I'd hate for you to miss any of the exclusive content coming soon, and while you're there, smash that like button. It really helps me out with the algorithm. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's connect. As the sun rose higher, I felt the warmth basking across my skin, urging me to step into the day with purpose. Yet, the weight of my unanswered questions lingered. I sensed the labyrinth still coiled within my mind, its paths waiting to be explored. Determined, I set out on a walk, hoping nature might provide clarity that eluded me. The forest near my home had always been a sanctuary, a place where the whispers of the wind and the rustle of leaves would weave a tapestry of stories. Today, however, the air felt charged, alive with an energy that resonated deep within. As I wandered, the shadows danced playfully around me, beckoning with familiar echoes from my dream. Suddenly, a flicker caught my eye. A white feather hung on a low branch, gently swaying, calling for attention amidst the blooms and verdant greens. It felt significant, more than just a random occurrence. As I reached out to touch it, a pulse of energy surged through me, sending a shiver down my spine. The feather an offering from the universe? Was it a reminder of the lightness I must recover to find my four bodies? I tucked the feather into my pocket, a talisman for the journey ahead. As I continued down the winding path, I noticed a clearing in expanse where sunlight spilled like liquid gold. In the center stood a circle of stones, weathered and ancient, each one marked by time and mystery. Drawn to it, I stepped forward, feeling the earth beneath my feet resonate with unspoken histories. Kneeling beside the stones, I closed my eyes. I envisioned the orb from my dream, the energetic light pulsating within me. What if these stones were a gateway? An invitation to awaken my hidden bodies? In the embrace of silence, I began to breathe deeply, inhaling the essence of life around me. With each breath, I summoned the courage to delve deeper into the inner labyrinth I had encountered. Images began to unfold. I saw flickers of my childhood, each memory bursting with raw emotion: joy, sorrow, innocence, and fear. They flooded over me like a grand tapestry, interconnected yet distinct. Within these memories were the keys to my four bodies. The mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical selves clamored for recognition, intertwining like vines seeking light, but I sensed a schism. Shadows lingered in places yet to be healed. An owl hooted nearby, startling me from my reverie. Its presence ignited a spark of curiosity. An instinctual wisdom emanated from its gaze. To my awe, as I attempted to meet its stare, I realized it was not merely observing me, but imparting quiet guidance. In that moment, I grasped that each being, each element, held a piece of the puzzle I sought so desperately. Still kneeling, I remembered the sage's words. These are the four bodies of your consciousness. If they are dormant yet alive, what does that imply about my role? What did awakening truly entail? I felt the weight of my own existence, tethered to a deeper understanding yet to be uncovered. That as I rose, I sensed an inaudible call echoed within my soul, a call to journey deeper, to trust the unfolding path. Yet, the shadows of uncertainty loomed. How do I navigate this inner labyrinth? What if the very mysteries I longed to understand remain just out of reach? Clutching the feather that now felt warm against my palm, I resolved to keep exploring, to embrace the signs that life would offer along the way. Every encounter, every moment of wonder, would lead me closer to unlocking the ancient secrets resting inside. As I turned to leave the clearing, the whisper remained: how do I draw closer to these hidden bodies while allowing the mysteries to flourish in their own time? The forest breathed softly around me as I made my way back, the warmth of the sun now mingling with the coolness of the shade. Each step felt like a conversation with the earth beneath my feet, whispers echoing as I walked. I carried the white feather, a talisman of newfound resolve, and with it, a flicker of hope surged within me. Perhaps the key to unraveling the mystery of my four bodies lay not just within my own exploration, but also in the symphony of life unfolding around me. That evening, as twilight swept across the sky in a cascade of purples and oranges, I sat on my porch, the feather resting gently beside me. The world began to quiet, yet within me a myriad of thoughts danced chaotically. I pondered the owl's gaze, its silent wisdom urging me to seek out more connections, to explore beyond the contours of my mind. With a flicker of intention, I resolved to journal my experiences. Writing wasn't new to me, but in that moment, it felt like the vessel through which I could manifest my inner landscapes. I retrieved my journal, and as the pen met the paper, I felt my thoughts spill freely, a river rushing to fill the banks. I documented my day: the feather, the stones, the owl, the feelings that surged through me. And then, I wrote the question that nestled quietly in my heart. How do I awaken the bodies within me? As the candle flickered on the table, casting soft shadows on the walls, I was drawn outside by a distant sound. The melodious notes of a flute floated through the evening air, weaving through the trees like a gentle breeze. Intrigued, I followed the sound, crossing the threshold from my porch into the quiet embrace of the night. I found a small gathering in a nearby glade, illuminated by twinkling fairy lights strung between the branches. People of all ages sat in a circle, their faces aglow with laughter and the warmth of companionship. At the center, a man played the flute, its haunting melody carrying through the air, ensnaring all within earshot. As I approached, I felt an energy shift. The air thickened with a palpable sense of community, interconnectedness humming like an undercurrent. Tentatively, I joined the circle, drawn in by the shared rhythm of breathing and laughter. The music spoke of stories untold, of journeys traveled and pains expressed, a collective symphony of what it meant to be human. When the music faded, conversations burst forth, vibrant as the colors of dusk. I listened intently, taking in the tales of others, their struggles, their victories, the way they navigated their own labyrinths. Each story resonated within me, threads weaving into the tapestry of my own experience. And then, an older woman turned to me, her eyes twinkling with a knowing brightness. "The soul's journey is never taken alone," she said softly. "Every encounter is a brush of paint on the canvas of our existence. You're looking for your four bodies, yet they often reveal themselves through relationships and shared experiences." A revelation washed over me at her words. Could it be that my four bodies were not isolated entities needing awakening, but rather manifestations of my connections with all forms of life? I felt a flicker of excitement and trepidation. Was it possible that vulnerability and openness with others could help unlock these layers within me? As the night wore on, the music began again, and laughter filled the air. In those moments of communion, a deeper understanding began to unfurl within me. Perhaps awakening was not about diving inward alone, but embracing the reflections found in others. Each interaction was a chance to heal, learn, and grow, bringing me closer to unveiling the deeper complexities of my existence. The gathering eventually dispersed, leaving me in the cool night air, the moon rising high above as my guide. With each step back home, I held the feather tightly, feeling it pulse against my palm, a silent affirmation of the journey ahead. Now, as I stood alone at the edge of my porch, I was left with new questions like stars scattered across the sky. How could the stories of others illuminate my own path? What hidden truths might await within the beauty of connection? I settled into a quiet stillness, realizing that each day would bring new signs, new encounters, and perhaps a few more revelations about the ancient secrets waiting to awaken my hidden bodies. The following dawn unfurled gently, casting a soft light that danced across the dew-kissed grass. I awoke feeling an eagerness entwined with trepidation, an interplay of emotions swirling within me as reminders of the previous night's gathering echoed in my mind. The woman's words about the interconnectedness of our journeys lingered, pulling me into contemplation. I resolved to explore this newfound insight. A hunger sparked within me not just for understanding, but for experience. With the sun nudging me awake, I ventured into the kitchen to brew a pot of tea, its warmth akin to the comfort of potential unfolding. After my simple breakfast, I felt drawn to the trails that wove through the forest behind my home. Those woods had always been a sanctuary, a space where the whispers of nature could quiet my busy thoughts. Today, however, I went with purpose. I sought connection, both with my surroundings and with any spirits that might cross my path. As I walked, my senses heightened. I noticed the intricate dance of light filtering through the leaves, the earthy scent of moss, and the rich tapestry of sounds. Birds chattering and leaves rustling in sync with the gentle wind. It felt as if the forest itself was an ancient being, alive and nurturing, echoing with secrets waiting to be unlocked. Further along the path, I stumbled upon a small clearing where a massive, gnarled oak stood sentinel. Its roots sprawled across the ground, ancient and wise. I set myself before it, feeling the pulse of life emanating from the trunk. Leaning against the rugged bark, I closed my eyes and inhaled deeply, hoping to merge my heart with the energy that coursed through this powerful being. And that still moment, I was reminded of the stories shared around the fire the previous night, the laughter, tears, and the weaving of souls. With each breath, I began to feel the presence of those connections, gathering like shimmering threads of light around me. It became clear. This oak had witnessed countless lives, each visitor bringing stories, joys, and sorrow. It had held space for growth and transformation. "What would you have me learn?" I whispered to the tree, as though it could answer. The answer came not in words, but in the silence that enveloped me, a reminder that wisdom often resides in stillness. Slowly, I opened my eyes and accepted that not every question demanded a direct response. Rather, they often unfolded through experience and expanded understanding. With renewed clarity, I wandered deeper into the woods, allowing my intuition to guide me. As I meandered, I felt drawn to a brook whose trickling waters sang a soothing melody. Kneeling beside it, I dipped my fingers into the crystalline stream, feeling the coolness flow over my skin, a gentle reminder of life's constant movement and adaptability. In that moment, I understood that the awakenings I sought did not only require introspection but also the willingness to engage with the world around me. Suddenly, a flash of movement caught my eye. A brilliant blue butterfly flitted above the water, its delicate wings shimmering in the sun. Mesmerized, I watched as it danced above the surface, its grace a testament to transformation. The butterfly landed momentarily on a rock near me, its presence imbued with the potential for change, for metamorphosis of all kinds. What secrets do you hold? I pondered, recognizing the parallels to my own journey. The butterfly existed in a world not unlike my own one where interconnectedness was vital for growth. It was a living reminder that awakening could come from simply embracing who I was while daring to leap into the unknown. In that ethereal moment of connection, I felt a spark ignite my spirit, a longing to cultivate more relationships, to engage with life in all its multifaceted forms. I decided then to cherish each encounter, for perhaps the stories I held within could mirror and expand with those I engaged. As I began my walk back home, the forest alive with new clarity, a question resonated within me, echoing through the branches swaying softly overhead. How might I invite more stories into my life? And how could those exchanges awaken the dormant bodies within me? With each step, I felt the universe beckoning, an invitation into participation rather than separation, allowing for new narratives to unfold and reveal the truths I sought. The following morning emerged with a vibrant sky, streaked with the orange and pink hues of dawn, as if nature herself were painting a canvas of possibility. I awoke with the sun's early rays warming my face, still holding the reflections from yesterday close to my heart. There was an electric charge in the air, a sense that today would unfold with rich encounters and deepening wisdom. After a brief ritual to quiet my Minda cup of tea reflecting the colors of dawn, I resolved to return to the oak tree, drawn by its silent, steadfast presence. As I stepped onto the familiar trail, a gentle breeze accompanied me, carrying whispers of encouragement, as if the forest itself wished me to listen closely. Upon reaching the clearing, I approached the great oak with reverence, feeling its aura mingling with the warmth of the morning. I settled at its base, closing my eyes to open myself to the possibilities that lie within that shared silence. I could almost feel the heartbeat of the earth beneath me, a rhythmic pulse that seemed to echo the past, present, and future interwoven within its roots. Again, I wrestled with questions that lingered at the edge of my consciousness. What were these hidden bodies I sought to awaken? What ancient secrets were entwined in my being? As I pondered, the sensations of air and earth melded into a meditative hum. It was an invitation to align my spirit with a deeper understanding of what existed beyond my individual narrative, a call to transcend mere thoughts and dive into the essence of being. The sun climbed higher, splashing warmth over the clearing, and I began to feel the mystical energies of the space shifting. I opened my eyes to find the world around me brightened with a vibrancy that hadn't been there before. The leaves shimmered with a magical hue, and the whispers of nature seemed to be singing in a language I couldn't yet comprehend. Suddenly, a figure stepped into my line of sight. An older man, with eyes that sparkled like dew, approached. His presence felt immediate and significant, as though he had stepped out of the very fabric of the forest. "I see you've come seeking wisdom," he said, his voice smooth and rich, like the warmth of summer wood. "Yes," I replied, a mix of curiosity and trepidation bubbling up inside me. "I feel there are layers of understanding waiting to be uncovered, yet I'm unsure how to access them." The man nodded knowingly. "Awareness is but the beginning. One must also dance with the unseen. Will you join me?" Before I could respond, he moved with fluid grace, beckoning me to follow him deeper into the woodland where shadows danced longer and the air hummed with ancient energy as we walked. He shared tales of those who had come before me, visionaries, seekers, and wanderers who had discovered the interconnectedness of their lives with the earth and each other. Each story resonated with powerful lessons, laced with metaphors of rivers as pathways of thought and mountains as markers of obstacles overcome. With every tale, it felt as if veils were being lifted, revealing glimpses into something profoundly beautiful and unattainable. We arrived at a small enclave where the sun filtered through the branches, casting dappled shadows that flickered like old memories. In the center stood a small stone altar, adorned with fallen leaves and stones arranged with care. The old man gestured for me to sit and offered me a small, smooth stone. Hold this in your hands. Feel its weight and texture. This is a token for your journey ahead. A reminder that each piece of earth carries a story, just as you carry your own. I turned the stone over, feeling its cool surface against my palm. Instantly, images flooded my mind, fragments of my own life braided with those I had encountered. The butterfly dancing above the brook,